Hello all. Today we have Mr. John Victor, Political Science and International Relations Optional Faculty at Officers IAS Academy. So John Victor sir has given three UPSC Civil Services interview and has been training and mentoring civil service aspirants for the last 11 years. In this video, we will be discussing the scope of Political Science and International Relations as an optional subject for Civil Services Mains Examination. Hello sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir, can you give a brief idea about what is this political science as a subject? Because what comes to my mind is the subject should be dealing with the politics, the local politics, national politics, maybe international politics. That is my laymanish understanding. So, can you give a brief idea about PSIR as a subject, and also can you brief us on the optional syllabus, PSIR optional syllabus?
Okay. You asked a very pertinent question. In fact, there is a great deal of misunderstanding about the subject, political science. Political science is basically a social science, like sociology. We basically study about the society. So the countries at the international level, this setup itself is in the nature of a global society. In political science, the three important sub-disciplines are political theory, comparative politics, and international relations. For academics, one will study public law and public administration also, but for the UPSC syllabus, we are going to mainly focus on the first three areas: comparative politics, political theory, and international relations. PSIR is basically a application-oriented subject. Many have a wrong notion that this subject is dry, it is theory-laden and so on, but in reality, it is not a very difficult subject. In fact, this is very interesting. We have to learn different concepts, scholars, their views, perspectives, and ideologies. This should be mastered by the student, and she or he has to apply this in a practical manner across the different papers given in the syllabus. Paper 1, paper 2, you have sections A and B under both papers. So this is how this subject works. Let me decode the syllabus briefly. In paper 1, under section A, we have political theory and Indian politics. This is largely related to the concept. Section B is Indian government and politics. You have to study from an Indian point of view. Under paper 2, first section is comparative politics and international relations. Section B is India and the world. Now, once again, many students are of the opinion that one should approach these four sections separately. It will be very easy for you to master the subject if you approach these four sections in a holistic, integrated manner. Studying section A strongly will help you to master the other sections. You simply have to apply the conceptual knowledge studied in section A of paper 1 into section B. Similarly, there is correlation between paper 1 section A and paper 2 section A. Political theories, Western thinkers, theories of state correlate with these parts in paper 2 section A, comparative politics. So there is a fine linkage between different parts of the syllabus. Section B is related to India and the world. Students obtaining the knowledge from general studies, international relations can apply this knowledge in section B of paper 2. But this should be done along with application of concepts. So this is how the syllabus works.
Okay.
So if you approach in this manner, you can master this subject easily.
Okay. So to complete both the papers, yes. So how much time it would take for a fresher? I need clarification on two things.
Okay.
So as a part of the classroom program, how much time it will take for you to complete the syllabus?
Okay.
And apart from that, how much time a student should spend on a daily basis to cover the syllabus from the student's side?
Okay. Hypothetically, a fresher, if you assume that she studies for 4 months in a row, 4 months, 120 days into 2.5 hours a day equates to 300 hours. 300 hours is enough to complete this subject. Now, 300 hours includes around 210 hours for covering the syllabus and the rest 90 hours for revision. Now at the academy, we will be doing this across 6 months. Across 6 months, we'll cover the syllabus. Students will simultaneously revise the syllabus. So this is how it works.
Okay. So apart from the class slides, whatever you provide, what kind of material support which you will be providing, sir? Or whether you will be asking the students to subscribe to some market reference materials, or you will be providing some booklets?
Okay. Once again, students tend to refer to many materials in the market and also on the internet. In fact, one has to study from limited number of resources. PSIR is more about depth of understanding. It is about the vertical aspect rather than the horizontal aspect. Range of information is not much important here. You have to follow current affairs on a regular basis, but current affairs has to be correlated with the conceptual part. So I always suggest students to refer to limited resources. Apart from this, class notes are very important. So we will cover all important topics in the class. So class notes are very important. Apart from that, we give our own book from academy for reference. So this can be kept as a basic reference material. For few topics like comparative politics and certain topics in second paper, I'll be issuing some booklets.
Okay.
And I'll be prescribing some books in market.
Okay.
Even these books have to be studied selectively by the candidate. There is no need to drill in depth into this book.
Okay. Okay. So you'll be providing booklets along
Yes.
with the material provided,
Yes,
and
yes.
some sources, reference sources.
Yes.
Right. Sir. So now, after attending the classes, after doing the assignments regularly, revising it properly, is it possible for a student to directly take up the mains exam, or is it required for the student to practice tests
Yes.
in the PSIR optional?
Yes, sir, this is how answer writing works. The student has to first start with regular basic answer writing. So this is the activation process. Whatever knowledge is obtained, this has to be put into practice. It has to be reproduced on paper. Some students will directly try to answer previous year questions. They will think that they are answering advanced question, but they will fail to reproduce the basic points. You will see many candidates writing mains repeatedly. So this is one big mistake that they do. So one has to start with the regular basic answer writing practice at the academy. For this, we will conduct sectional tests on a regular basis. I'll be conducting tests on a weekly basis. Later, academy will be conducting monthly test for optional. Later, we'll be conducting around 3 to 4 full mock test for the optional. So this is how we are going to proceed.
Okay, so that will be weekly, monthly.
Yes,
plus
yes,
the full mock test.
Yes.
Right. I see a lot of students. I mean, irrespective of the optional subject. So once they start preparing for the optional subject, they come across various challenges.
Yes.
Not just for PSIR, many options.
Yes.
So can you tell me what kind of challenges students will face during the preparation of PSIR optional?
Okay. One main challenge is that this subject itself is highly dynamic in nature. Let me give a simple example. UPSC in mains examination may ask about certain geopolitical regions like Indo-Pacific. Now, politics surrounding Indo-Pacific is highly dynamic in nature. The politics keep on changing. Now, one has to regularly follow current affairs, and the current affairs has to be correlated with the theory part in a highly intricate manner. So this is one challenge, I would say. But once again, if the student studies on a regular basis, she can master it. Secondly, different topics within the syllabus have to be correlated. Let me explain with a simple example. We have Karl Marx, a thinker. We have our own Gandhi, a thinker. Now, these thinkers, the student has to correlate different aspects of their ideologies and perspectives. Gandhiji envisaged a transitional society, which is made up of village republics in India. Ultimately, he wanted the society to be an anarchy. He gave the term enlightened anarchy. Similarly, Marx also gave a transitional concept called socialism in Marxist perspective. The end stage is called communism. So this is how the student should correlate different aspects of the syllabus. If he does it, he has mastered the subject. This is how the subject works.
Okay. So now, sir, for civil science preparation, students from different subject backgrounds, they come and enroll. For example, we see doctors, engineers,
Yes.
lawyers. So people coming from political science background, it goes without saying, it is PSIR optional will be the
Yes.
obvious choice.
Yes.
But others, so who can choose PSIR optional subject?
Okay. PSCR especially suits students from humanities background. So these people, they can master the subject with relative ease. I would not say that this is not suitable for students from engineering background. Students from engineering background, science background, they can also master the subject provided they learn the intricacies of the subject. Now, mastering the subject is about learning the concepts and applying it, as already explained. Now, along with it, the content matters rather than the language. The content is more important, way of expression is more important. The student is expected to write some technical jargons, he is expected to write some codes, he has to regularly mention about scholars in the papers. So even if the student is from non-humanities background, he can master if he is ready to learn.
Okay.
So it should not be a big issue. I would say that PSIR is a generic option. Generic in the sense no specific academic background is needed.
Okay.
And the knowledge obtained for international relations in GS is a plus here.
Okay.
A student need not study separately for international relations. The knowledge in GSIR can be incorporated in PSIR.
Okay. So my next question, you already gave a lead for the next question.
Okay.
See, what are the advantages of PSIR paper in other GS subjects? For example, I see many optional subjects from
Okay.
social science background. We see some relevance, some kind of overlap which we are able
Okay.
to see in the GS syllabus for mains.
Yes.
So, what kind of such relevance we can see in
Okay.
PSIR, both prelims and mains?
Okay. For prelims, PSIR knowledge is applicable, linked with polity and constitution. Secondly, it is linked with current events of international importance, which is linked to international relations in GS.
Okay.
Now, the linkage is much wider for GS mains. In GS paper 1, that is society, history, and geography paper, knowledge in PSIR can be used for world history, which includes topics like world wars, industrial revolution, communism, capitalism, and so on. Apart from this, society is also linked to PSIR. Women issues, this is also linked. Globalization is a very important topic for which PSIR knowledge will be highly helpful.
Okay.
Coming to paper 2, polity, constitution, comparison of constitution and IR, this is the most significant paper. Here, knowledge from PSIR is heavily applicable. Polity, constitution, comparison of constitution with other countries. Then we have international relation. Here the linkage is very heavy. Here both are complementary in nature. Knowledge in IR, GS can be used in PSIR and vice versa.
Okay.
Coming to paper 3, science and technology, environment and economy. Here linkage is not that great, but here some topics are interlinked, especially role of external state and non-state actors in internal security. So this is applicable to optional. So
Okay.
PSIR is very useful when it comes to application of knowledge across other GS papers.
GS papers. Okay. So now my final question. So what kind of hand holding you'll be providing for those students who are going to take PSIR as their optional subject?
Okay. I'll be providing mentoring on a regular basis. Students can feel free to meet me on a regular basis after the classes for doubt clarification and for getting feedback for answer writing. They can take feedback on a regular basis, daily basis for answer writing. Apart from this, they can take feedback for the sectional test. Feedback will be provided both offline and online. Apart from this, they can get their doubts clarified over email. Apart from this, they can access certain materials which I will provide to them on an individual basis based on their status of preparation, because we can't place all the students at any point in time. So when it comes to status of preparation, there will be differences. We treat all students equally, but from a preparation point of view, we have to look into their specific status. So we will handhold them on a regular basis. We will diagnose their performance and we will give feedback so that they can incorporate these changes in answer writing. So I'll be at their back.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
sir,
very
for
much.
giving a clear understanding
Thank
about PSIR optional subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you.